All right, all right. Welcome, class. One last session here as we close out the AracKnight Returns Chapter 1, the first of the 5 parts that we will be writing. And I feel like we have a really good, solid fucking story here. A lot of fun, a lot of action, a lot of intrigue, a lot of pain. Let's get us caught up in the last 2 pages. I've got a feast coming from P.F. Chang's, but knowing the New Year's Eve traffic, it's going to take a while. So I believe that by the time we finish this story, my P.F. Chang's will be here. Let's see, because if it comes during, we'll pause. Let's go over the last 2 pages from the last class. Page 21, this page is just a dark menagerie of torture towards Spider-Man. We see the Sandman completely engulf him in the tube with sand coming out of every pore, choking and waterboarding him with sand. It's a simple question, and I shall ask it over and over. Where is Dr. O? He's then flooded with water in the tube, waterboarded. I've seen his records. I know you're the last to see him. The last one to see him in human form. I know what he tried to do to you. I know his trauma. It is in your lungs. It is in your bones. It corrodes you into doing stupid things to prove yourself. He is then electrocuted. You were trained by Kraven the Hunter. He was my brother, and braver men have fallen trying to claim his cowl. I am impressed by your resolve, even if I do plan to kill you. We see his body being almost animated into a thin state as they are draining the air pressure from the tube to crush him. The technology that gives you privilege can be used to crush you, drain you, erase you. So again, I must ask, where is Dr. O? I have drained the air from your tube, Spider-Man. We see him once again almost catatonic and paralyzed as they remove the air from the tube, suffocating him. I have drained the air from your tube, Spider-Man. Even with your great gifts, you cannot create oxygen. First you will hallucinate as your brain is deprived and depleted. Then you will slowly die, choking on your heroism. So who is it you choose to die for? This city? A castle with no soul? The closing on Spider-Man's POV is about to pass out and expire. As he slowly gives in to his fate, he notices a projectile emerging in the background behind Vulture and Sandman, who are staring at him and watching him suffocate. It's probably a broad. Fucking women are always the death of anyone. Very well. May her face be the final image you see. On your way to Valhalla, SFX projectile in flying towards them in the background. SFX of the projectile in flying towards them in the background. Page 22. A gas explosion engulfs the room as Spider-Man watches from his imprisonment in the tube while passing out. I was wearing a tracer. At any time I could have called Uncle Ben. But then he would have shared my fate. We see the tube around him start to crack, slowly letting in air and gas. However, the same tracer that I gave to Uncle Ben, I also gave to the Commissioner. And so backup finally arrives. Or I'm hallucinating. Spider-Man can't see, but he hears commotion going on while his eyes finally close for good. As everything goes dark, and God is turning the TV off, I can't help but ponder the Vulture's question. Who am I doing this for? When they reopen, he is instantly transported to a high-end medical facility. We see Peter surrounded by gourmet food and high-tech equipment monitoring his vitals, with sparkling, colorful IVs dripping into his bloodstream. And then I wake up at a resort, and I get that cool chill up my spine that I used to get at the end of a James Bond movie, where there was no time to heal. There was only the next adventure. We see Nick Fury enter the room holding a briefcase. Good. Agent Parker, you're finally awake. What? Where am I? Who are you? Never mind that, kid. There's no time to heal. There is only the next adventure. Betty will get you your gun and mobile once you're up and cleared. So you know who I am. We've had you undercover the whole time, Agent Parker. Ever since the Savage Land. But now we need you. We were tracking a green giant terrorizing a strip along the wastelands, a refugee from a gamma-ray bomb experiment gone awry. During our discovery of the giant along a network of caves, we inadvertently uncovered the location of the hidden rebel base where the Confederates are holding one Tony Stark hostage. We have our lead agent ready to go in, and we need you, Spider-Man, to be his backup. Who's the lead agent? Okay, let's do this. Peter nearly spit takes, Billy, not nearly, Billy spit takes in amazement. Spit takes in amazement as Captain America comes walking through the door, armed with his shield and shining brightly, excited to meet Peter Parker. Peter spit takes in amazement as Captain America comes walking through the door, armed with his shield, and shining brightly, excited to meet Peter Parker. Captain America and Nick Fury will close in on Peter as they start to melt away, ending his hallucination. We see their melting bodies sparkling and starting to turn a blue hue. Peter starts to come to and looks down at his hands and sees he is floating in a Bacta tank. Panning out, we see that Peter is in a large Bacta tank and looks over large Bacta tank with an apparatus attached to his mouth, a la Luke Skywalker in Empire Strikes Back. We see his severely scarred and broken body healing as computer monitors show his vitals. This panning out, we see. So we see the severely scarred and broken body healing as computer monitors show his vitals. Computer monitors show his vitals. Let's move this. Let's move this here. We have to start a new file. We gotta move our notes down here. Possible inclusion of the moon gem. The metahumans, we did that in the hallucination. Needs the scientist to help cure his son. Mission to the moon. Batman and Joker moment. Forced and even saved at some point by Norman Osborn. Staged their victory. I thought about making a deal with the doctor. We can let them get together with the intention of stealing their finished product. Fighting together as a tag team, some twisted shit, or a redemption, leave empires. And we can put all this into their scene right here. We're closing this comic book out right now, tonight. Dr. Free from Dr. Osborne, Dr. Back, honor to work with you gentlemen. Help of Uncle Ben. Perhaps Commissioner Stacy. It's the help of Uncle Ben and Commissioner Stacy. Dirty secrets exposed. That shit. All right. We got it laid out, panning out, large back to tank, but I need one more shot. You see a close-up shot of Peter of the fluids in Peter's tank starting to bubble and almost boil as he sees the man who saved him coming into the room. Yes! SFX of the bubbling and boiling. Yes! All right, let's get these done. All right, so we're laying out the art. Now I got to lay out the dialogue. The challenge is, can we get it done before the P.F. Chang's arrives? If not, it will sit here and get cold till the page is finished. Both pages, of course. You know, fucking DoorDash wasn't even letting you yet to pick your things up, but Uber Eats is doing deliveries. Hopefully they ain't gonna fuck me over here. Look, everybody works during the holidays if they need the money. I don't like holidays. I can't stand out. There's fucking fireworks going on outside right now. There's fucking drunks. Not a fan. Not a fan. Captain America was walking through the door. Let's do some mining first before we start writing up some dialogue here. Let's mine one comic book because we have another one to include here. Giant Size Spider-Man #2. That's how we're going to close it out. Because they had it in October. They might make mention of it. I can't stand the fact we have another fucking stupid Human Torch team up. When this is a Spider-Man comic book, then of course, brought to you by the new Pharaoh's Lounge Kickstarter. But let's get to the Mind Worm. Spider-Man, smash him, destroy him, kill him. So last issue, Peter saved Aunt May, Flash Thompson, Mary Jane. Harry's going to an insane asylum. Unfortunately, Peter's apartment has been destroyed. He'll be trapped, bombed Punisher style. Landlord comes in, he throws him the fuck out. That's it, you're done. Your lease is done. You're out of here. I can't stand you. Nobody in college needs a roommate but Flash Thompson. Flash says you can come stay with me. He's got an apartment in Rockaway from his GI loan, but it's all the way out here. It is far. Flash Thompson lives fucking far. They plan on putting this is what's going to be what Coney Island and Queens and JFK Airport or LaGuardia Airport. Still 1974 in this comic book. We're getting towards the end of 1974. He's being watched by the Mind Worm. A dude in a fucking tank top. Man is wearing a tube top tank top. He's got a giant fucking brain. He's hypnotizing people. This is just a throwaway villain. It's kind of cool, him and Flash are hanging. After a stint in the army, a room to myself is like wide open spaces. You never told me, Flash, how'd you like the army? Parker, when it comes to the army, like is what you call an improper term. You don't like or dislike, you endure. Sim and Flash talk for a while, several hours of nonstop conversation, during which two young men rediscover the maxim, age like distance lends double charm. They both fall asleep. But he says, I'm going to go do some web slinging while Flash is sleeping. And what the fuck is going on? All these people are sleepwalking, including my buddy Flash Thompson out here in Far Rockaway. And they're all going to this dude in the tube tops. Far Rockaway. It's weird when you see it, but this is 1975 Far, and Brooklyn's kind of still, I guess Queens is still barren. This guy's fucking sitting there in his mind worm, but again, he's got a huge brain. The government opened that experimental compound outside of town. The son was a freak, but he could hypnotize people. His parents were assholes. His dad was an asshole. His mother loved him, but he got bullied, so he started picking on the bully. And the fucking kids all started walking into traffic. And pretty soon he found an old shack in the fucking Far Walkaway and he started hypnotizing people, opening up a cult, having some sick fucking crazy orgies. And then when Spider-Man gets involved, he tells everybody to kill Spider-Man. Spider-Man beats the shit out of everybody, webs the shit out of everybody, chases them up to an old fucking house where he finds the mind worm in his fucking tube tank top and says, listen, you fucking prick, I'm gonna kick your ass, you fuck face, smashes his fucking head, releases the mind control, and there you go. Everybody gets free. Is there anything that I could use here in this fucking stupid issue with the fucking stupid mind worm? And now nobody's hypnotized anymore. They're all going home. He's a prick. He's alone. What a loser. They have the fucking grizzly, and Peter Parker's getting a new goddamn apartment. That was a shit issue. The only good thing about that issue is it shows Peter and Flash becoming buddies and Peter moving out to Rockaway. There's nothing to use there. Let's just get into it here. Peter spit takes in amazement as Captain America comes walking through the door, armed with the shield and shining brightly, excited to meet Peter Parker. Who's the lead agent? I'm sure you've heard. I'm sure you've heard of Captain America. Holy Hannah, it's really you. That's right, Agent Parker. I've heard a lot about you. I'm looking forward to fighting alongside you. I've heard a lot about you. I'm looking forward to fighting alongside you. Once we take out this Hulk, once we take out this Green Terror, once we take out this Green Terror and rescue Agent Stark, once we take out this Green Terror and rescue Agent Stark, we'll come back to this city. No, I'm looking forward to fighting alongside you. Once we take out this Green Terror and rescue Agent Stark, I'm looking forward to fighting alongside you. I didn't say once. We're going to take out this Green Terror and rescue Agent Stark. The ultimate team up. The ultimate team up. Captain America and Nick Fury closing on Peter Parker. That's what Spider-Man will say. I heard you were frozen, Cap. Been reading about you since I was a kid. I heard you were frozen. I heard you were frozen in the Arctic, Cap. I heard you were frozen somewhere. I heard you were frozen somewhere, Cap. Trapped as a prize. Trapped as a prize for the king of Atlantis, who we gave him a nice fate. I heard you were frozen somewhere, Cap. Trapped as a prize for the king of Atlantis. It could be true, but I guess you'll never know. It could be true, but I guess you'll never know. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean, Cap? What do you mean, Cap? You're hallucinating. You're hallucinating, man fish. You're hallucinating, man fish, and you're floating in a tank. Nah, I wouldn't say hallucinate. You're hallucinating, man fish. What do you mean, Cap? You're hallucinating, kid, and you're floating in a tank. You're hallucinating, Peter, and you're floating in a tank. Captain America will say as he's melting away. Just like me, kid. You'll end up you'll end up just like me, kid. Sleeping with the fishes. Sleeping with the fishes. You'll end up just like me, kid. Sleeping with the fishes. And the blue starts to come up. Oh, I love this. Peter starts to come to and looks down at his hands and sees he is floating in a bacta tank. Panning out, we see that Peter is in a large bacta tank with an apparatus strap attached to his mouth, a la Luke Skywalker in Empire Strikes Back. We see a severely scarred and broken body healing. Healing and what? What else is it doing? Is it like spasming? Healing and spasming as a computer monitors as a computer monitors his vitals. Peter starts to come to and looks down at his hands and sees he is floating in a bacta tank. All right, I like the hallucination dialogue. Let's come back to the Grizzly. How are we doing on my PF Jennings here? Click here to follow along. There's no way it's getting here by 9:58. They're preparing the order. That ain't getting here in 13 minutes. Be sick if it did. I don't know if this guy's gonna bring it upstairs, but it'd be fucking cool if you did, though. All right, where are we? Fucking team up. Another goddamn Marvel team up without fucking Spider-Man. Maybe they're using this to promote giant-sized Spider-Man 2, which we'll use to close this fucking class out. Fire this time. Fucking A. Fucking torch. One learns a good many tricks when one is in the superhero trade: wall crawling, shield slinging, limb stretching, spell casting. Well, you get the point. For example, if one of this high-flying Human Torch one develops almost eagle-like vision, all the better to see things while soaring through the cloud-streaked skies. So when the incendiary Johnny Storm notices something unusual on a high, deserted midtown street below, he swoops down to take a look. Are they even going to mention why it's him and it's not fucking Spider-Man? Because how hard they're trying to push the Human Torch to that Spider-Man-like fucking status. He gets hit with a whole fucking concrete cocoon. What did you expect when the one so blatantly attacked is called Lava Man? Oh, Christ. So now they got a tag team here with Torch and Thor. Go after the fucking Lava Man. That's the case, Buster. I suppose I'll just have to knock the breath clean out of you. Not when such a failure can mean the very end of the world, so maybe the Lava Man's got some noble cause I have no time to waste. Get the fuck out of my way. I'm the fucking lava man. I'm dying. It's imperative I speak to Thor, or your world will end in fire. Get out of my way. I'm the lava man. Find me some fucking Thor. Why don't you gander out the window, Chem? Maybe you could tell me. Thor, urgent, you meet me atop Lady Liberty. Torch. Good lord, a message with the god, thunder god from Torch. Oh, this is when he's still Dr. Donald Blake. They haven't did the whole thing where he's just always Thor. So the doctor gets out, bangs his fucking stick, and now he's Thor. Thor's gonna fly up. The realm of eternal shall not be found waiting. They go upon the. This is where he used to always meet up with Spider-Man, which I kind of like that. He's got a little meeting spot. The lava man is dying. He needs to tell him something. He says, look, dude, Thor, we got some fucked up shit going on. It's been many months since the lava man, spurred on by our own Dr. Jinku, attempted to attack the surface world, only to be driven back to darkness by you and your fellow Avengers. It happened back in Avengers 5. We'll read that eventually. Since then, we have lived in peace until the supposed vision came to Jinku in his dreams. Oh, the lava men are coming to attack. Machinery. Oh, we like machinery. We stood before a vast cavern filled with towering masses of gleaming machinery, repaired by the legions of pale-skinned subterraneans. The Mole Man! I like it. So it comes back. I like when there's a little throwback to the Mole Man and his machines. These are all the surface people that Spider-Man fucking kicked the shit out of. I think with Mr. Fantastic, right? And Basilisk was down here. Activate every volcano on Earth, thus drowning the surface world. I like that. So we can have a cool little plot line here where someone's trying to trigger every volcano on the planet, destroying the surface world, and then he dies and melts away. Off to Valhalla. All right, see, we mentioned Valhalla. Let's create a time warp of time and space that few save the Human Torch and the mighty Thor could hope dare to survive. I, Johnny Stone, we are indeed above the island of Hawaii, and that violently seething cauldron just below is the volcano of Mauna Loa. It's already begun. So Thor hammers the fucking volcano back into fucking submission. The torch absorbs some of the fucking heat. Together, these two men save the day and save the volcano. You can always use a volcano. Methinks Mystic Millionaire doth strive to show us the way, lad. And I trust 'twould be our advantage to pursue such emanations to their source. So they're going to travel all the way through and come upon the lava men where they get into a fucking brawl with the lava men. Thor starts fucking throwing hammer shots everywhere. The Human Torch is down. The fucking Human Torch is down. Thor is down. Throw him into the fucking magma pits. Fucking ask him why not Spider-Man is the host this fucking month fight with Thor into the lava men and the lava pits. Were they trying to pitch the stupid fucking giant-sized Spider-Man #2? So they throw Thor and the torch into the machinery, into the molten heart. Here comes Jinku. Jinku's going to fuck up Donald Blake, but then the stick is up there. If he can't get to the stick, he can't turn to the Thor, but he gets to the stick, turns to the fourth, dashes the fucking machine to bits, beats up all the fucking jobber goddamn mole men by Homdale's eyes. Human Torch, what the fuck's going on? Why are all these fucking nameless crazy minions? Thor beats up 9,000 fucking dudes. Matrix style. And who's watching? And in a shadow room somewhere far away, they listen to the witch doctor's words and struggle to suppress their laughter. Really? Why did the dream? The question to ponder. Juku. Who's watching? Was I not following? Why is somebody watching? Somebody's watching? But perhaps an unhuman lava-formed hand will succeed where all others have failed. Of course, I forgot the legend. It is said that no living being save the thunder god may lift this Uru hammer. Somebody's watching and laughing? Magnum pits? This is getting on my nerves right now. How far back do I gotta fucking go here? Alright, fuck it. It's the thunder gods. Maybe the gods are watching. Give me a second here. What did I miss? The gods. Jinku in his dreams. Who's watching? Why do I give a shit? This is a fucking Thor and Human Torch story. Try to imagine the entire population of Providence, Rhode Island slugging it out tooth and nail with everyone from Boise, Idaho. Double the result and toss in the sense-shattering power of Thor and the Human Torch. And since you know which side the Team Twosome are fighting on, this is the Underworld War, can you guess the battle's inevitable outcome? Enough, my lava men. You have conducted yourselves proudly, but the struggle is lost. Go, lava men, return in peace to the depths thou dost call home. For thy dreams of conquest are hollow dreams in truth. Once before have I thus spoken to thee, I shall trust not again, be forced to do so. We understand, Thor, we'll do what you say. But my vision, my promise of success, what went wrong? Why did the dream betray me? Questioned upon the Jinku, aye. And in a shadow room somewhere far away, they listened to the witch doctor's words and struggled to suppress their laughter. Who the fuck's watching? It's been fun, the latest little game of power, and there are other days, other games again. Okay. Next issue, Spider-Man battles the Hulk. Well, fuck me in the goat ass. I'm always down. Keep back, Hulk. You'll never free this prisoner over my dead body. A mighty Marvel milestone, but our gruesome green giant would break into a prison. All this. And the Chameleon. Oh, I believe we looked at this. The Chameleon made an appearance here. The villain from our first storyline. Peter starts to come to and looks down at his hands and sees he is floating in a Bacta tank. Panning out, we see that Peter is in a large Bacta tank with an apparatus strapped to his mouth a la Luke Skywalker in The Empire Strikes Back. We see his severely scarred and broken body healing and spasming as a computer monitors his vitals. We see a close-up shot of the fluids in Peter's tank starting to bubble and almost boil as he sees the man who saved him coming into the room. Sleeping with the Fishers. Here we go. Voice off panel. Ah, you're awake. The voice of the man, the voice of my savior. I cannot currently see. The voice of my savior I cannot currently see. But when he doesn't call me Agent Parker, I know this isn't a dream. The voice of my savior I cannot currently see. But when he doesn't call me Agent Parker, I know this isn't a dream. Ah, you're awake. Panning out, we see that Peter is in a large Bacta tank with an apparatus strapped to his mouth a la Luke Skywalker in Empire Strikes Back. We see her severely scarred and broken body healing and spasming as a computer monitors his vitals. I know this isn't a dream. Voice. We know it's Norman. Panning out, we see that Peter Parker is in a large Bacta tank with an apparatus strapped to his mouth like Luke Skywalker. We see his severely scarred and broken body healing and spasming as the computer monitors his vitals. But when he doesn't call me Agent Parker, I know this isn't a dream. Quite fortunate that I arrived just in time. It's quite fortunate that I arrived just in time. Those two men would have assuredly killed you to make an example out of you, to keep the rest of the Empire in fear. I was quite fortunate that I arrived just in time. Those men would have assuredly killed you to make an example out of you. And to make an example out of you, and to make an example out of you, to keep the rest of the empire in fear. They would have broadcasted your death across every stream and broken this city and broken this city and broken this city's back. As mayor, this is something I would never allow. They would have broadcasted your death across every stream and broken this city's back. I know that's what I would have done. I know that's what I would have done. I know that's what I would have done. I like that line. Saying, it was quite fortunate that I arrived just in time. Those men would have assuredly killed you. And to make an example out of you, to keep the rest of the empire in fear, they would have broadcasted your death across every stream and dropped your lifeless and dropped your body in the center and dropped your body in the heart of the square. Breaking this city's back. Breaking this city's backbone. I know that's what I would have done. So I like that line. That's what I would have done. And then he comes into the shot. We see a close-up shot of the fluids in Peter's tank starting to bubble and almost boil as he sees the man who saved him coming into the room. Voice. Power is not about right and wrong. Power is not about right and wrong, Peter. Power is about making the hard decisions. Power is not about right and wrong, Peter. Power is about making the hard decisions and channeling the consequences. And channeling the consequences. Understanding that for every person rewarded. Understand that for every person rewarded. For every person rewarded is another person deprived. And those who want more take more. And those who complain must be culled. Power is not about right and wrong, Peter. Power is about making the hard decisions and channeling the consequences into positive results. Understanding that for every person rewarded is another person deprived. And those who want more take more. And those who complain must be culled. We see a close-up shot of the fluids in Peter's tank starting to bubble and almost boil as he sees the man who saved him coming into the room. SFX of the bubbling and boiling. Must be culled. Let's put more in here. We see the shadow of a floating bat-like glider device. We see the shadow of a floating bat-like glider device against the glass of Peter's back to tank. Yes. Power is not about right and wrong, Peter. Power is about making the hard decisions and channeling the consequences into positive results. Understanding that for every person rewarded is another person deprived. And those who want more, take more. Take more. Regardless of the error of human balance. Regardless of the error of human balance. And those who complain must be culled. I like that. Must be culled. All right. So we're going to take these notes out here. Let's go over these notes real quick before we continue reading here. We bring New Orleans to our storyline. We'll call it Storyville. Okay. Chapter 2 of the saga, Sandman's origin, Adrian Toombs. At some point, we will open one of the chapters with a commercial for the Spider-Mobile. Save all that. Spider-Man ads go to the movies, open our story. Spider-Man at some point of his web shoot is temporarily disabled. Don't need the bat thing. Shield could give it to him as a James Bond thing. Catacombs of Empire City, the ruins of Empire City, gigantic lazy machines, perhaps slave labor, prisoners of war. Not there yet. Once Spider-Man figures out he can beat these villains, biochemistry, hematology, honor to work with you gentlemen. Transmutation, he needs a body, yours, leave Empire City. What we got here? New World Order of the Inhumans. There we go. Okay, so these notes here are not being used in this particular storyline. So here we are. We're on the last page. Must be cold. That's how we had page 23. Page 24. It's more like a splash kind of shot with a nice long monologue from Norman Osborn. How are we doing on my food? Yeah, I said 10:18. I knew they were adding more to the time here. It's gonna be a while. These are notes. We shall save this as AracKnight Returns. AracKnight Returns Chapter 2. Let's put this in the desktop because that'll be the next one we work on. Boosh. All right, those notes are now gone. They're over there. Now we have our last page. We pan out to a splash shot of Norman Osborn's messy but high-tech secret lab hidden in Empire City. We see his Howard Hughes type of setup as he is floating in the center of the lab, facing Peter's back to tank. As we pan out, we see the tank that is holding the lizard, and we also see the large tank that is holding Dr. O, aka the living brain. We can also show some pumpkin bombs laying around in the background. But it is dark so that all we really see is the demonic like Joker style facial features, eyes and grin as Norman Osborn talks to Peter Parker about why he saved him and is holding him captive. I don't know if we'll use the other panels. We might use 2 or 3 more. But this is most likely to be a nice pan out splash page shot. I want to put another Easter egg in here. We got the lizard, we got Dr. O, we got Peter in the back of the tank. Let's do one more tank, maybe, where Norman's collected one more specimen. Let's see what we can pull out of these stories here. Again, my fucking P.F. Chang's ain't coming for a while. We got all the time. I think they're having a fucking karaoke party downstairs. Oh, that's awful. All right. Someone's getting busted out of prison. Like Spider-Man's getting shot at. Hold your fire. We'll get him next time. Jumping in a car, driving. We realize that it's not Spider-Man. It is the Chameleon. Cut to the real web slinger. I think we might have pulled this out. But maybe we didn't. So let's go over it again. Peter's trying to catch up on his physics. Attempted break-in. Spider-Man's been blamed. We used this, of course, when Spider-Man was blamed for the sabotage of the Mars colony. But let's see if there's anything we could use here to use in our closing scene. Hulk is coming into play. Hulk thought Bird Nose and Magician were Hulk's friends, but Hulk was wrong. A not-so-subtle reference to Nighthawk and Doctor Strange, Hulk's fellow members of the Defenders, a group Greenskin just quit a half hour ago in Defenders 17, which might still be on sale if you hurry. See, they're trying to get the rub. So Hulk just broke away from his team. He left his faction. He's searching through the city for some fucking damage to smash into. He gets right face to face with the fucking chameleon. You don't like the chameleon. The chameleon just changed himself into Rick Jones, Greenskin's best buddy in these early days. Now, the earthly alter ego of Captain Marvel. We saw that. Rick Jones changed into Captain Marvel in a previous issue of Marvel Team Up. What can we use here in our closing scene? Man, don't know what the super types would do without convenient dark alleyways. Sorry, son, but press or pass. Otherwise, I can't let you inside without proper authorization. What happened? He's got my order up first with priority. Oh, I did priority order. Yes. My food is in the car. You can let him in. This young dunderhead is with me. So Jameson gets him in. They're searching the prison together. Back in 58, I think he made the headlines. What happened back in 58? So Ned Leeds is there. The reporters are going in. Who's getting busted out? Webslinger attempted to break into the cell block on the second level security section, apparently to the effect, which prisoner? We have not yet determined the identity the prisoner sought. But as soon as we have the information available, we'll make it to you. So Rick Jones, which is the chameleon. All right, here we go. Puny humans are keeping Joe a prisoner. This is Joe Cord. Joe's also Rick's friend. I want you to free my friend, Hulk. So the chameleon tricks the Hulk into breaking into a prison. While Jameson's there and Peter Parker's there, so Peter's going to get into the old Spider-Man gear. Fight the Hulk. Bugman tries to stop Hulk from fighting Rick's friend. Hulk keeps his promises. He tosses fucking Spider-Man like he's nothing. He sure has gotten any weakness since we last tangled, which was 19 and 20. We read those. J. Jaws. The police already think I tried busting into this place tonight. You're involved in this mess. Spider-Man's trying to clear his name. Hulk meant it. They're shooting at the Hulk. The bullets are ricocheting, nearly hitting Spider-Man. Peter's got to web himself around, shoot up the cops. Joe Cord. All the guys are begging Hulk to bust him out. And there's Joe Cord, very tired. Hulk pulls the bars out, throws him at fucking Spider-Man. He's got Joe Cord. What's going on with Joe Cord? The mindless monster actually did it. Here, Rick, you're your friend. My only friend, Hulk. Joe saved my life when we were kids. Now I saved his. Guess that makes us even. What are you talking about, Phil? I don't even know you. It's the chameleon. Hulk squishes his gun. He's gonna beat the living shit out of the chameleon. He shakes him to death. I don't understand why Spider-Man stops the Hulk. It's the one thing that always annoys me. Let the man take a fucking beating. People have died because of this chameleon. They shoot at the cops. Chameleon gets away. Changes into a cop. But then he gets shot. I'm gonna finish you on General. The cop you ran over back there was a friend of mine, mister. Joe jumped in front of the bullet. Why, Chameleon? Why else? You were my friend. So his friend Joey dies. Why did Rick's friend die for no face? Friendship is kind of hard to explain, Hulk. Well, you listen to that. Available all units investigate reports of a battle raging between Doctor Strange, the criminal called Nighthawk, and 4 men reputed to be the wrecking crew at the ruins of a construction site at 29th Street. So Hulk's gonna go rejoin the Defenders. Finish repeating the directions for the 3rd time. Hulk is escaping. Spider-Man's still here. Why in blazes aren't you do-getters? All right. Arrest him. Throw him in a cell somewhere. Throw him away. Webs his face. Gets away. Don't be so hasty, Bernie. This may take a good 3 or 4 hours of consideration. Spider-Man and Hercules. But don't forget to pick up Defenders 18 to see if Hulk actually managed to follow Spidey's directions. Oh, look at this fucking bullshit. These fucking comic books were just go-betweens. That's what it was. The fucking go-betweens. All right. Do we have anything we can use from there? I don't really think so. So what do we got? We pan out to a splash shot of Norman Osborn, messy but high-tech secret lab hidden in Empire City. Howard Hughes type setup. We got it all. All right. Norman Osborn. Know the hatred you harbor for me, Peter. And it is warranted. But as always, I will incur that what happened to your parents wasn't personal. And they may not have had the knowledge of who they were working for. But there are bigger things. There are bigger things at play now. Whether you believe it or not, my motivations are beyond selfish. As Empire City means more to me, as Empire City means more to me than a few precious precious bars of gold and silver. It says, I'm not in this for the money and a few precious bars of gold and silver. I created this city from the ground up, and I will not see it fall. I created this city from the ground up, and I will not see it fall. From this watch until the next. So I'm going to need you to accept an ironic form of gratitude and respect as I ask you to engage with me in an unholy alliance. so that we may take down this infernal pair, this infernal, and it is warranted. But as always, I will incur that what happened to your parents wasn't personal, and they may not have had the knowledge of who they were working for. But there are bigger things at play now than history and hysteria. Whether you believe it or not, my motivations are beyond selfish, as Empire City means more to me than a few precious bars of gold and silver. I created this city from the ground up, and I will not see it fall from this watch until the next. And I will not see it fall from this watch until the next. So I'm going to need you to accept an ironic form of gratitude and respect, as I ask you to engage with me in an unholy alliance, that we may take down this infernal duo. They take down. Take down what? So we take down. It's going to be a nice monologue. We're not done yet. And we got the Grizzly, who's supposed to be a fucking stupid wrestler. We got to do a refresh. God damn it. Let's see what we can pull out of these last two comic books. This comic book is fucking done. Will it get here before the P.F. Chang's? Will we be done before the P.F. Chang's? Will we have to see it go cold? The fucking Grizzly. Day of the Grizzly. End of summer. The air's a little cooler now. We're getting into the fall. Swinging around the day of the fucking Grizzly. That's what we're doing here. Peter's looking for a place to live. He's been living with Flash Thompson for a little while, his old enemy. He sees some pimps going down, some Huggy Bear shit. Mr. Masochism 1974, guy who talks to himself. He's looking in the neighborhood. He's looking around. He finds a place in Chelsea. Until I graduate from college in a few years, selling photos to a newspaper like the Daily Bugle is just about the best job I can get. You know, that kills me here. A guy who just saved this entire city from being stolen? Oh, that's going to happen with the Hercules thing. We got to get caught up on one issue then. All right, we'll do that next time when we start the new comic book. We're going to start with Team Up. And we'll swing it around. The best I can do for an apartment is a tenement in Chelsea. Chelsea's expensive real estate now. Bad neighborhood. We got some hookers outside, but it's all good. It's the end of summer. People are running around. He sees a hot chick. Oh, that's Liz Allen. Who's helping him look for an apartment. Ooh, I like it. Liz Allen wears the fucking low-cut tops. Liz Allen's a piece of ass. We got the new landlord, the old lady. It's a beat-up, shitty apartment, but it's just the type of apartment Peter needs, and it's got a nice little window out front. He can jump out and be Spider-Man. He's moving into his new place. Yeah, I was worried there for a while. I really thought you quit after all. Share your pin when you meet. Okay, well, when he gets here, I'll share my pin. What is my pin? All right, Robbie Robertson's got some jobs for him. What on earth? We got some crazy thumping, and here comes the fucking Grizzly. You never missed an issue. This is the first time we've seen the Grizzly. We'll explain later. The fucking Grizzlies. This guy's not. I think it was the Gibbon was the one that was mentored by Craven. So Robbie hits the fucking wrestler over the back of the fucking chair. Robbie takes a hit. He goes to see what's going on. Jameson's about to get the shit kicked out of him by the Grizzly. Apparently the Grizzly's there to beat up on fucking Jonah Jameson. Peter saves his life. Webs him up in a fucking... You're in cahoots with that madman up there. I love it. Even when he saves his life, he still hates his fucking guts. So now Peter's fighting this big, stupid fucking animal. Give it a chance. Not by a long shot. You're using my powers. Boxing match. Don't say that. Better than you. Now, what we're doing for the cover of this AracKnight 2 is we're doing Liz Allen and Mary Jane in a really cool, hot, like disco, boogie nights, fucking 70s porn kind of thing. So we already have the cover. We have the cover of this comic book as we're finishing it up. Top's the Spider Tracer on him. Such a temper. Why'd you take the lessons? It didn't help the Grizzly character. Jameson's the guy who needs the barber. Across the city, church bells chime in at midnight toll. 12 bongs the big clock. So Spider-Man's hanging out by the Chrysler. Put the tracer on his back. He's chasing the Grizzly around by the arches. I may save this giant size number 2. I may just save that for the next one. So I think we're done. We just need to finish Norman Osborn's dialogue here. His monologue. Certainly in. Stranger lets the stranger into the apartment happen. Takes a hit. He wakes up on the floor. What happened here? What do I remember here? The Grizzly works for the Jackal. He was going to the Bugle not to get Jameson. He was going to get this motherfucker. Because he's cloning him. It's the Jackal, and from the way he's talking, my problems have just begun. The Jackal strikes back. Holy shit. Let's end it here. That's the same kind of ending we have. We're going to save Giant Size when we start the brand new comic book. They didn't mention it here. It's a month or two behind. The team up here is December. And this, going into this new issue, would end up being the new year. So we're going to start 1975. We'll start here. We'll finish it up with Hercules capturing the fucking city. We'll save all that for next issue. We'll save this giant-sized Spider-Man for next issue, because we don't need to waste any time with it. Let's finish this fucker. This and this is how we start. We're right here. We're done. Boogie Nights. Adult. Boogie Nights. 70s porn themed cover with Mary Jane and Liz Allen as hippie roller girls. Boom. Yakuza Gwen Stacy. Eventually. Silver. Nah, we don't need Silver Sable yet. All right. Covers. Covers for AracKnight Returns. Jose Verdes. No, not that. Yeah. Boom. All right. From this watch until the next. So I'm going to need you to accept an ironic form of gratitude and respect as I asked you to engage with me in an unholy alliance. Snappyway, take down this vermin. So I asked you to engage with me in an unholy alliance. Snappyway, take down this vermin that plagues our empire. So, Peter, will you join me? Will you join me? Or shall I pull the plug? So Peter, will you join me? Or shall I pull the plug? And this is as far as we go. Oh! So Peter, will you join me? Or shall I pull the plug? And this is as far as we go. Now that's the fucking ending of the issue. Right there. We got the cover. This is done. It's fucking done, and it's fucking beautiful, and I love it. We finished the AracKnight Returns chapter fucking 1. I love writing fucking comic books. And we even got our cover, Liz Allen and fucking Mary Jane, inspired by the comic books that we read. When next we start up again, we'll start chapter fucking 2, my friend. I hope you love writing comic books as much as I love writing comic books, and that's the fun part. We mine the old issues right from the 70s into our new storyline. May fate and fate decide your fortune. If you like what you read, buy a comic book, buy a textbook, buy them both, buy them all. And that is it, kids. Happy New Year!